University, the voice of Reichman University.
The Baseline. Stories from the court with Jonathan Rears and Nitzan Aharon.
What's going on, Baseline family? We're back here in studio today. It's Jonathan Rears with Nitzan Aharon. We have a special guest from Maccabi Ra'anana, Jace Townsend. Thanks for joining us, man.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
As we've been starting the last couple of weeks, we start each episode now with a new segment called Starting Five. Mm-hmm. And we're going to ask you starting 5 all-time music artists. So,
for sure. Off the back right now?
Let's hear it.
I want them ranked too. I want one to 5.
1 through 5.
I want them ranked.
All right, cool. All time or currently?
All time.
All time.
For me, I'm a little biased. All right, I go. For me, my favorite rapper is Nipsey Hussle, so I gotta go Nip at 1 just for the inspiration he gave me. Out of respect, I go Drake. I'm not a huge Drake fan, but I gotta give respect where it's due. I go Snoop just for the impact he had. I'm gonna go Future, and I'm gonna go Lil Wayne.
Okay, that's solid.
I like that. I mean, listen, my opinion, I put Lil Wayne a little higher, but
I feel you. Yeah, Lil Wayne definitely could have been top 3, but
where'd that West Coast? I mean, you got a lot of West Coast rap in there. Where'd that come from?
Man, honestly, I just grew up on hip hop.
Yeah.
Like I grew up. My pops loved music. My brother loved music. I just grew up listening to music, and I got a lot of family on the West Coast as well.
We're the Baseline Podcast. What we do is we bring players on every week, and we kind of get their story. Each guy's story is so unique. I say it every single week because it really is true. You can end up in the Czech Republic, in Sweden, end up here in Israel, and every journey is very special. So we're excited to hear yours. Nitzan's going to run down the list of where you've been.
Just want to introduce you to the listeners. So we got you going to Denver at first, transferred over to San Diego. Then you went and played in the Czech Republic, Sweden, and now you're playing Israel, Maccabi Ra'anana.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yep. So you talked about growing up. Let's take it all the way back. What really started that love and that passion for basketball?
Man, my dad put the ball in my hands at a young age. As far as I can remember, man, the kindergarten, first grade, somewhere in that area. He played. My uncles played. Basketball ran in my family. So he put the ball in my hands, and I just fell in love with it at an early age. First, it was my brother, my oldest brother. He started it off. So just being the youngest, you know what I'm saying, and growing up and seeing, like, your pops playing, your brother playing, your uncles playing, it was just instilled in me. And I just wanted to, carry it on. And I just been loving it ever since. And it's got me this far. And to this day, like, I still love it how I did as a kid. So I just try to reach my full potential with it.
Oh, definitely. Basketball is a beautiful thing. We love it. And growing up in Texas, what really was like the environment like? What was middle school AAU, high school AAU, high school basketball? Walk us through your process there.
Man, in Texas, especially Dallas, man, there's so many good players. I just happen to be in the right situations, from coaches believing in me, trying to go to the right schools, and just working on my game and just investing. I really want to shout out my parents just for investing, the money and time into it for me to grow and become a good player. And my talent was able to speak for itself. So in Texas, it's so many good players. Like I said, you got some players that never even get recognized just off of opportunity situation. It's a hell of a player. So it's just basketball. It got to be a little bit of luck, situation, opportunity, and I was just blessed to be able to be in them positions and display my talent. So I got a lot of people to thank for sure.
Texas is, almost globally one of the sports hotspots of the world. Man. You got Friday Night Lights going in for high school. You got now some of the best AAU and NBA players coming out of Texas. What was it like growing up in that environment?
It's the Mecca, man. It's the new Mecca, for sure. Just growing up in that environment, man, playing against so many good players, seeing good players every weekend, AAU tournaments, high school, it was just like, wow. Like, I feel like schools could recruit in Texas and be good. Like, I feel like they didn't have to leave Texas. It was just so many talent, so much talent, and it was just fun being able to compete and play against different players every weekend. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
So did you specialize early on and really just commit to basketball, or were you playing other sports as well?
I did. Yeah. Early on, I knew I was a hooper. I love football as well, but I just knew basketball. It was just a natural for me, and I fell in love with it, and I stuck with it.
And did basketball kind of help you through high school off the court as well?
Being a basketball player, a lot of perks come with it off the court, respect, things like that, being able to get in certain doors and move around. And so it definitely helped me, especially being the star player at your high school, stuff like that. It definitely gets you in certain, situations and doors. So, yeah, it definitely helped me a lot.
So talk us through your high school journey. So you commit to basketball at a young age. You go away from the Friday night lights of Texas and everything like that and say, I'm a hooper. I'm a hooper through and through. So walk us through. You said the moment where you went, I can do something with this. I can go play in college. Like what was that like?
Good question. I knew I could play in college and high school. I'd probably say my sophomore year. I transferred. So I went to 2 high schools. I went to one high school called Hampton my freshman year. Then I transferred to a high school called Skyline my sophomore through my senior year. And I want to say my junior year, I knew I could play in college. I got my first offer my sophomore summer going into my junior year. And they start rolling in. AAU really helped me a lot, though. I got all my looks and offers from AAU basketball. So
what AAU team you play for?
I play with the Dallas Mustangs.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, Dallas Mustangs. And I thank them so much for just, like I said, putting me in great situations, man, and just being able to let me rock out and do what I do. And from the first offer, they just kept rolling in. And I had by the time I was doing AAU, I probably had 12 offers just off AAU basketball. So high school basketball, it was good for me, but I really got all my offers off AAU. So my high school journey was a little different, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I won a lot of games at my high school, state appearances, played with some great players, stuff like that. So it was a hell of a journey.
So of those offers, you get Denver, right? And
Yeah.
you're from Texas and
Right.
going to Denver. We
Yeah.
spoke big difference. So
Yeah.
what kind of sparked the decision to commit there?
Yeah, great question. So I had Denver. I had 11 other offers as well. Denver, at the time, it was a young coach named Rodney Billups, Chauncey Billups' little brother.
Okay.
Oh, sick.
So I thought it'll be a great opportunity for me. He was fresh. I think it was his second year. We saw eye to eye on some things. We kind of related in a way. And I just wanted to go in and help him try to win some games, stuff like that. He believed in me. He recruited me hard. The whole staff recruited me hard. So I just wanted to give Denver a chance.
And you say he's a young coach.
Right.
So what kind of does that give a player in a sense of comfort?
I say more so like a player's coach. He can relate. He can relate to us. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's important. Not all the time, but in some cases. Just the relating part, I feel like he could relate. He understands. He played at Denver too. He played at that school. So I feel like he just understood just where I come from with just, my thoughts and what I think and what he thought. And I just thought we could do something special.
So we see at Denver, you come in freshman year playing 26 games, 6 points a game. But then your sophomore year, you jump up to 17 a game.
Yeah.
Well, that's a hell of a shift.
Right.
What went into that?
My freshman year we had a lot of seniors, so I knew my freshman year was just to come in and learn. When I get in, try to play my game, stuff like that. But my sophomore year came and almost every senior was gone and we had one junior that was finna be a senior. His name was Day. So I just knew I had a hell of an opportunity. All the seniors were gone and we had a young team and, just the coach like, here, just putting the ball in my hands and just, man, go play. And that's all I wanted. I just took advantage of the opportunity. And it went up to 17 again.
And
so
what's the feeling like? I watched a couple of your games. You're very, you say you thrived in AAU because you're a very, ball dominant guy. You like to handle the rock,
Yeah.
And what goes into that, once all the seniors leave, you have more of a role.
Right.
Having the ball in your hands, right?
Right.
Where did the development in your ball handling and your scoring ability really spark?
Man, this sparked early on. I've been playing the same way since middle school, man. I've been ball dominant, being able to score, being able to handle the ball just from putting in the work. Like, I go back to just my dad, man, just him, my mom, just everybody just investing the time, man. And I've always been that way. So when the time came, I was prepared and ready because I've been playing that way my whole life. So it was just like, cool, thank you. Like, let's go. Like, I'm ready. So he just fell right into my hands, and, you know, I just took advantage of it.
Are one of the ways that you prepare is pickup? Because, like, you play out there like you're playing pickup.
Yeah, I play a lot of pickup. I love playing pickup. I just love playing basketball. In the summer, I try to play as much pickup as I can, for sure. So, yeah, I can say it kind of influenced it a little bit. Yeah.
Definitely. And then you go on, again, another killer year at Denver, right? We go up to 20 points now a game, and you're playing 33 minutes a game. Probably one of the leading guys on the team. It's your third year in Denver, right? But after that, you decide to leave and go to San Diego.
Right.
Also, this is the third year in Denver is also the COVID year.
Yeah.
So that must have been tough. But y'all did get your 20 games in.
Right.
So what was that third year like, and what kind of sparked that decision to leave?
Great question. That third year was, far as, you know, it was different, man. Like, COVID, nobody has ever experienced nothing like that. So having limited gym time, stuff like that, it was real weird and different. But for me, I just found ways to just continue to develop my game. So sophomore year, I averaged 17. I had a good year. So junior year, I wanted to improve, and I felt I did that individually, but as a team, we didn't have the best year. So, you know, after the season ended, my coach got fired. They let him go. So it was he was one of the only reasons I really went to Denver. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it wasn't a tough decision for me, honestly. Like,
no, we hear that a lot from a lot of players. You know, coach leaves, so then
So I'm like, okay, I think it's best for me to leave too. You know, just off that. And when I left, I entered the transfer portal. This was the first year of the transfer portal, and I had almost every school in the country. I didn't have like the blue bloods and nothing like that, but I had a lot of high major schools. I had a lot of schools that wanted me, and I chose San Diego just off the first. They recruited me the hardest out of anybody, and like I said, I got family in California. They in a pretty good conference, and I just averaged 20 a game, so I wanted to continue to play how I play and be in the right situation and be given the same opportunity, just, you know, in a better conference and stuff like that. So I just felt San Diego was the right move, and we also had a lot of transfers come in as well. So, you know, I just thought at the time that would be the right decision for me.
This was just before NIL, right?
Yeah, this was before NIL, yeah.
So looking back on it almost in hindsight now, do you think that if NIL was a factor, you would have maybe gone in a different direction, or do you think this was still the fit?
For sure. I would have definitely went in a different direction.
In what way? In what way?
When I would have left Denver, I would have went to a school that probably offered the most money.
Yeah, valid.
Honestly.
Right.
Especially at that time, you know, before NIL, I mean, people don't understand, like, I mean, you making a little money just off, you know, little checks they give you, but I needed money, you know what I'm saying? So I would have went to the school that was offering the, you know, most money in the best situation for me, for sure.
But you do take your fifth year.
I do.
From the COVID year in San Diego. Your first year in San Diego wasn't as good as the two previous years.
Right.
Probably new team, new coach. It's hard to adapt. But you do get comfortable there. Average 16 in your last year. Why stay the fifth year? Because also you want to go get your money.
Right.
And what happened that you got more comfortable there?
So, so my first year in San Diego started off great. The summer was great. Everything.
Good weather.
Great weather. I'm loving it. Then I want to say my fourth game in the season, I break my hand. I'm out 7 to 8 weeks. So that was just a huge blow. So I'm like, damn, like, I'm out 7 to 8 weeks, and I feel like I came back too early. Once I came back, my hand wasn't the same. Like, it was still, I could barely shoot. Dribble.
Shooting hand?
It was my shooting hand as well.
That's
so
brutal.
Being out 7 weeks, not being able to do anything with your dominant hand and come back, you know, shooting, it was still hurting. It was sore because it hasn't, you know, done anything in 7 weeks. So I came back and it was never the same. So I missed majority of the year that just off the injury. And so that's why I wanted to come back my fifth year. And after that year as well, my coach got fired. They recruited me at San Diego as well. So I'm like, damn, that's another blow. Like, he get fired. So now I'm like, okay, should I transfer again, or should I, stick it out to see who the new coach is they bring in? So that's why I came back my 5th year, because the previous year I had a broken hand. I just wanted to bounce back from that and, try to make an impact in that way. And a new coach came in and we saw eye to eye, and, that's what impacted that decision.
For someone who had the ball put in your hands from such an early age, what was it like dealing with that injury that kept you sidelined, especially with your shooting hand? It's not like you can go do drills or anything like that.
Man, it was brutal. I've had a lot of injuries, but that injury there was just probably the most frustrating on my mental, for sure. Just coming to a new school and just so much to prove, a huge chip on your shoulder, me hearing things before the season, just, what you could possibly do in the future as far as, like, playing here, playing pro, having NBA scouts, NBA looks, and just breaking your hand. It was a huge blow, man. So it was frustrating, but I learned a lot from it, for sure.
You work on that left?
Yeah, that's all I did, bro. That's all I did was work on my left hand. And I did a lot of conditioning, but it's not the same as 5-on-5 conditioning,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was
especially as a guy who loves to play pickup,
exactly.
Loves to just play.
You feel me? So it was a roller coaster.
So now you get your 5th year, you show what you could do at the D1 level, right, in a good conference too. So now it's time to get some money, go pro, right? Sign an agent. What's the process like once you're done at San Diego, and how'd you start looking at agents in that whole field?
So for me personally, honestly, I really didn't know anything about agents. I didn't know anything about, like, the pro life. I'm the first one in my family to go pro, so it was just, I didn't ask a lot of questions. So I figured everything out mainly on my own, just reaching out to agents. Then one of my coaches, his name Marty, he was my first assistant at San Diego. He put me onto an agent, like, super late, and I signed with him. Didn't really ask many questions. Like I said, I really didn't know anything about agents or nothing like that. So I signed with him, and I went the G League route my first year. I tried the G League, didn't really have what I thought I was going to have as far as a lot of workouts and stuff like that. And the G League thing didn't work out, so I stayed home from June until when I graduated. I stayed home from June until that, like, December, and I went to Czech Republic in January and played 3 months. So it was just a learning process for me, and the first year of my pro career was definitely a journey as well. So
how early on in your college career were you thinking of turning pro? I know you were at Denver, you're averaging 19 a game at Denver, you transferred over to San Diego. Was it after each firing you're like, might as well just go pro?
After my third year in college, I definitely should have tested the waters for sure. But like I said, I didn't have anybody telling me. I didn't know what I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But just after the fact, just talking to people, they was telling me, like, man, you should have tested it. Just put your name out there just to see what you can get from it. And I didn't do that. I should have. Looking back at it, I would have done a lot of things.
But it's also like what you said at the beginning of our show, is that a lot of guys in Texas, like you said, are really good hoopers.
Right.
But they just don't have the opportunity. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have the people telling them what to do. So then they end up not playing. And I think that's a big goal of our podcast, is kind of just to show people in America, like, there's basketball all over the world, and good hoops. And you said you go to Czech in January, right? First pro team, first time going overseas to play basketball. You get on that flight, you're like, oh shit, I'm actually doing this. Get off that flight. What are the feelings?
Man, it was different. It was an experience for sure. Going to the Czech Republic, me not knowing anything about it. It opened my mind for sure. It was an experience, but I didn't really like it, honestly. I didn't like it. On the court, I performed. I did well, but off the court, it was just mentally kind of like, man, it's different. Like, I'm so far away from my people. This is my first time ever getting on a flight 15 hours, so it was definitely different. But it all worked out.
Somewhere cold too,
it was cold,
freezing,
cold. Yeah, just money was late, stuff like that. It was just a lot of icks. And
how are you able to still you stay 11 games there off the court? Mentally, it's not it. But you're still performing at a high level, Right. How are you able to do both?
Just mentally strong, man. I just always had that in me.
What's something that you someone taught you, something that you kind of put in your own mind?
Kind of both. Growing up, seeing my parents work hard for everything, me seeing them go through adversity, figuring it out, and also me, on the other side, just me, just having that in me, man, like, this my life, like, I gotta perform, like, I have to. If not, like, nobody cares, you know what I'm saying? Like, so me knowing that in the back of my mind, like, okay, when I get on the court, because I love playing basketball, like I said, so when I'm on the court, I'm the happiest. I'm having fun, so I'm not worried about nothing on the outside.
Yeah.
So that's really.
And it's true. Like, if you don't perform, life moves on.
Right.
And it's either you're going with them or you're staying behind.
Exactly.
But you're in check. It's cold.
Yeah.
Stuff's not going great with the team. Whatever. You do your thing. Right. And you go home for the summer. You playing any like summer league? Anything going on that summer?
Yeah, I played in the TBT.
Okay.
I played in TBT that summer.
And then talk us through TBT, because TBT's great event that they host every summer.
One of the best leagues in the summer that you can get.
Yeah. I played in the TBT on the first year team. So run DFW, and that was the first summer they had the team, and they I pulled up to an open gym one day, not knowing that they looking at me to play for the team, and I went in, and I did my thing. So afterwards, they came up to me like, "Yo, would you be down to play this summer for us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." Like, I wanted to play TBT anyway, so I hopped on with them. Great experience. I was around some great players, great coaches. I had fun. We lost the first game, but other than that, it was just a great experience, and I appreciate them for letting me be a part of it. And yeah, that's the only thing I did that summer. Yeah,
what was it like playing with that level of talent? TBT has pros, has people who are former NBA, who are current NBA. You have a ton of different players who play there. What's it like playing at that level?
Man, it was fun. It was fun just seeing where you stand at, seeing where your game at, if you on that level, or how much more work you got to do to be able to be at that level. So it was definitely fun. I just love competing, and it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Right, and you have that summer of the TBT. After coming from the cold in Czech, now you have to sign your next year back to the cold.
Yeah.
Sweden.
Right.
Sweden has a good league, very solid. And just walk us through the on and off the court there in Sweden.
Sweden, man, one of the best times of my life. I really enjoyed Sweden. It was fun. I appreciate everybody there. Everybody, they welcomed me with open arms, and it was a great situation. Me going into it, I signed early, man, like in June. That June, I signed to Sweden. And they told me, like, look, like, we're giving you the ball, and you're gonna be our guy. And I'm like, cool, like, I'll be ready. So from the first practice, from the first preseason game on to the start of the season, like, I was just playing at a super high level, just having fun. And they did exactly what they told me they was gonna do: give me the ball and let me play. And I just took full advantage of it, and it was definitely fun. But unfortunately, I got hurt, and I was on my way to winning MVP, leading scorer. I felt we was going to win the championship, and I strained my groin, and I had to go back home and stuff like that. And it was unfortunate, but that was the downfall of it. Just me getting hurt.
That's got to be so brutal. This is your second injury that's kept you out of basketball now.
Man, brutal. Yeah, it was definitely frustrating for sure. Just knowing like the what else and the could have been if I stay healthy. Just so many opportunities and stuff like that. But God don't make mistakes, so it'll work out.
You go and you average 24 a game. You get injured. You decide not to go back though. So what goes into then the plan of saying I want to go to Israel?
Man, okay. So mind you, I get hurt in late December, and I played 2 games on my groin off like painkillers and heavy meds. But after a while, it was wearing off. So the season didn't end till maybe April, May. They still made a deep playoff run, and I'm at the house. I get to the house in February. So teams were just concerned, like he got hurt and it's a groin injury. Like that's pretty serious. Like, is he really okay? Like, is he gonna recover from it? Just asking so many questions, and he didn't play a full year, and it was just so much lingering around. And man, it was a crazy off season. That was all over my head about the injury. Then I want to say June came, and a team in Greece took a chance on me. I signed with a team in Greece. Then some crazy stuff happened where it didn't work out, so we had to throw that contract away.
What's the type of crazy stuff we're talking?
So I signed with a team in Greece. Then they tell me, like, Jase, can you go to Houston with one of our doctors to do a physical? And I'm like, cool, no problem. Like, you know, I got family in Houston. So I'm like, cool, I live 3 hours away. Like, I'm no big deal. I'm not tripping. So I go to Houston, I do the physical with their doctor, and I ace it. I do great. So they like, cool. So about 20 minutes later, I see my agent, and he like, Jase, like, man, you won't believe this. I'm like, what's going on? What happened? And he like, man, they trying to throw the contract away. Like, they don't want to do it anymore. I'm like, wow, like, what's going on? And it was just, they said somebody had bought the team, and he wanted to bring in his own players, and just so much, you know, just BS. And, you know, I'm like, I couldn't control it. So I'm like, okay, let's get back on the market and see what we can do. And
so it's out of your control there, and then we have the whole summer, right? And you signed in June, and then probably other teams look away now.
You feel me?
So
Exactly.
like you're now have to go back on the market.
I have to go back
and
on
then
the market.
we're talking a late sign now. Late sign with Maccabi Ra'anana. You hear?
I'm not even done.
Oh, okay. There was another
That's why I
one.
said it's a crazy offseason.
Oh shit.
Let's keep
Okay.
it going.
Okay.
So boom. After that, my agent come to me and like, yo, we got a team in Israel. I'm like, cool, perfect. Like, you know, he was like, they're in the second league, but you know they willing to give you a nice amount of money and try to help them move up the first league. I'm like, you know, my pride and ego at first, like, second league. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, if they're going to put me in a position to be great and, you know, help me out and be able to move them to first league and pay me a nice amount of money, I'm down with it. Like, okay, cool. So I signed the contract. Everything's settled. But my flight not getting booked. And I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, why are they hesitating to book my flight? And they like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on. So, like, a week, it's like late August now, bro. And I'm like, man, what's going on?
It's like preseason's about to start.
Preseason about to start. Like, everybody's in town, like, getting ready to ramp it up. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm telling my agent, like, yo, they not communicating with me. I don't know what's going on. So finally, it came out another situation. It was an agent out here that gave the team money. He wanted to bring his own players and just so much. So I'm like, wow, it's the second time. And it's frustrating now. I'm like, man, like, what's going on? So once again, it's late August. So I'm back on the market again. Mind you, contracts are closing up now. Like, everything's starting to close up. And I'm like, man, like, we got to figure something out. Like, because I'm at home and I'm ready to go hoop. Like,
But let's take it back a sec. You signed that contract.
yeah.
So how is it that they're just able to throw it out?
That's a great question. That's really a great question, man. I didn't dig too deep into it, honestly.
Because that just like that jeopardizes your career.
Right, exactly. I didn't dig in too deep into it. I just wanted to move on and just go to a team that wanted me.
Right.
But looking back, you know, eventually I will dig, you know, because my name is on the paper. Like, I actually signed it. So,
Yeah.
you know, I have some digging to do on that. But I was just over it and just wanted to move on. So
For sure.
Ra'anana came late. I want to say like third week of September. They already had 4 Americans on the team, and they had one more spot for an American, and they was willing to take me, and I came, and you know, we're in this position now.
And you hear Israel first, right?
Right.
And what's going on in your head? Like,
Man. To be honest, I didn't want to come to Israel. I was talking to my dad, and he was like, man, like that'll be tough, you know, going to Israel. And I'm like, man, like, I know, but so I just started asking around. I had a couple friends that played in Israel, you know, some coaches, stuff like that, and I did my own research, and I just, you know, took a leap of faith, you know, and I was like, man, like, I'm gonna trust God, and you know, that's all I can do. And you know, I've been great so far, so I can't complain.
So you've been here for a few months now.
Yeah.
What's the experience been like off the court here?
Off the court, I love it off the court. I haven't been worried. I haven't had a scare as far as, like, I don't think I've heard one siren, to be honest, but other than that, like I told you earlier, I went to school in California, so it reminds me a lot of San Diego, you know, the beautiful trees, the beaches. The food's great, people great. So I've been enjoying it so far. I can't complain.
And you already had this instance with Greece, and then you have the second league team in Israel. Did that also kind of affect like your view on Israel? Like, oh, this team just signed me and then they threw out the contract. Is it going to happen again with this team?
Man, there's so much going on in my head. Like, it was all type of thoughts. That was definitely a thought though. You just didn't know what to expect at this point. 2 contracts going down the drain just off who knows what, and you just thinking all over the place, man. You just trusting God and hopefully a situation will work out. That's all I can do, just control what I can control.
Now that you've been here for a few months, have you had the time to be able to kind of explore what life has to offer here?
I have, in my way, doing what I like to do. Yeah, moving around, going outside, exploring nature, eating different type of foods and stuff like that. Going to the beach and moving around. So yeah, I have. I would.
And then coming here, you played in Czech. You also, before Czech, you played in D1, high D1, and then you go to Czech, you go to Sweden, now in Israel. How's the gameplay, the style of game, like, different here in Israel? A lot of people say it's a lot faster. And
to me, basketball is just basketball, man. I don't really get to pay it, look too deep into it. It's just basketball for me at the end of the day. So I don't. Of course, it's a good league. I mean, it's probably more talent. You got 2 EuroLeague teams in this league, stuff like that. So it's probably a little more talented, but. Other than that, every European team I've been on has been physical. People can shoot, fast-paced game. So in that aspect, I don't think it's just basketball in that aspect, physical game. People knock down shots, but it's definitely more talent around for sure.
And you say it's just basketball. This is like, I want to dive into this for a second, just because like a lot of guys will give us, oh, Sweden's like this is like that, American ball's like that, Israel's fast paced, but for you're just like, it's basketball,
It's basketball,
you just want to play, right? So when you play here and you're just doing your thing, playing your own game, what have you brought from playing in America, playing here?
My scoring abilities, my playmaking abilities, my IQ, just everything I've been doing. Like I said, the same way I play now is the same way I've played my whole life. So, like I said, it's just basketball.
Right.
I think people dig too deep into it, try to overthink it, and it's just basketball at the end of the day. You got a 2-pointer, 3-pointer, layup. You got to put the ball in the basket. You got to play defense. I mean,
what's a rebound?
You feel me? Go get it. It's basketball. That's just my viewpoint from it, my perspective. So, yeah, that's what I feel like I brought for sure.
I mean, I think we can see that translate to success everywhere you've gone so far. I mean, I think, as you said, so many people say, oh, well, it was slower paced here, which didn't fit my game, and faster paced here, which did, or vice versa. When you're able to say, I just put the ball in the hoop, that's how you average 24 a game, 19 a game in college, everywhere you go. So that's right. It's got to feel kind of almost comforting that while you're traveling around the world playing in different places in basketball, in actuality, you're just picking a different place to play the same game.
That's it, man.
And now that you've been here 4 games, we talked about a lot of guards on the team, haven't really been able to show what you want to show. What's something that you think will help you during this year, and what are you looking forward to?
Giving more of an opportunity, just to because opportunity is everything.
Right.
I'll say that for sure.
And that's what we keep coming back to, is that when you get the right opportunity and the ball's in your hands, you can show what you could do. Right. It's great. But now, as we wrap up a bit, going back to college, going to the transfer portal, then, you end up going to Czech in your first year. What's some advice you would give a younger you?
Speak up more. Closed mouths don't get fed. Ask more questions. You don't know everything. Try to be more, communicate more, ask questions. That for sure. I feel like I didn't do that at all in college. I feel like I thought I knew a lot, which I didn't as far as the pro life. And man, be cautious. Who you sign with, agent, that's important. Just and go where you want it. Go where you want it. Who wants you? Who's really down to invest their time and money into you? That's super important. So just me looking back, I would have definitely did that and just, ask more questions and try to get.
Yes, sir. So as we wrap up every episode, we do this little shot clock segment, rapid fire questions.
Bet that.
You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Shawarma or falafel?
Shawarma.
Mountains or beaches?
Beaches.
Dream job growing up?
Dream job growing up, basketball player.
Warm-up song?
NBA Youngboy Sharp.
Night out or night in?
Night in.
Nice. I don't know if I believe that last part. Yeah.
It depends on the night, man.
Well, appreciate you coming out, man.
Yeah, yes, sir. This is the Baseline Podcast. Jace Townsend, thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.